Hey everyone, Rarity Dash here. Time for another Patreon-sponsored Blind Reaction. And this one comes to you courtesy of Dark Griffin, who has requested that I react to Samurai Jack finale chat from Antony C. So yeah, Antony C. Definitely been a while since I've seen anything from him. I used to react to his reviewing his Magic MLP reviews back in the day, and they were pretty cool. He's definitely an entertaining guy who is pretty good at the analysis. So I'm interested to hear his take on the Samurai Jack finale, because it's definitely an interesting one to think about. I mean, I personally had kind of some mixed thoughts about it. I just felt the tragic ending, or the bittersweet, I guess. I mean, it's kind of a happy ending because, I mean, Aku's defeated and everything. But just that bittersweet, that not entirely happy ending felt kind of unearned for Jack. Jack, I think he deserved better just for all he's been through, that they didn't even let him have a fully happy ending. Felt kind of misplaced. Like, not everything has to be tragic like that, especially for a story like this, where, I mean, he did nothing wrong. He was just so saintly through it all, and I don't know. And also, just the fact that we undid pretty much the entire show with that ending, that also kind of made it a bit weird for me. But, yeah, there's a lot to consider, and I'm interested to hear his take, so let's go ahead and get that started. Here we go.
The following contains cataclysmic spoilers for the series finale.
Of course. Jack. You're not gonna...
My apologies if you've heard all of this stuff before.
Not gonna avoid spoilers
when
talking about the finale.
If the universe won't allow Ashi to exist, then how did they get back in time?
Everything you like is terrible with Antony C. Great name for a show.
If it's like Back to the Future physics, where the universe takes itself a little amount of time...
I think that's maybe what they're going for.
And then why didn't Jack eventually disappear too?
Right?
It doesn't make any sense.
He was originally from that time.
I was originally thinking, wow, this is an interesting setup, or situation we've come to right here, where Ashi is allowed to live, and it's like, oh, she can live. That must mean that what they've done is they've created schism universes, and they've come back in time to this point in time, like Trunks in Dragon Ball, where he left a different version of the universe, another universe, a schism universe, skewed into this tangent.
Yeah. Morty.
And, Marty.
Prior to this point in time, somewhere in the past, the timeline skewed into this tangent, creating an alternate 1985.
Skewed into this tangent, Marty.
Morty's better.
I thought that was bold because that particular universe, the future, where Aku's rule is law and he controls everything, they never defeated him. They just left him. They slipped his clutches and went back in time. But he still reigns. And I was thinking, wow.
I kind of would have preferred that, I think.
Plan? But no, apparently it is a single timeline universe where they defeat Aku in the past. It affects the single future, which creates a paradox. Now, I was thinking, because Ashi still lives, that it didn't create a paradox. The universe is clement, and we've seen godlike creatures before. Maybe they just had mercy. But, no, apparently it's pick and mix, because Jack gets to go back in the past mysteriously, but the means by which he came back in the past doesn't get to remain. Why? Just random. Also, not to forget that if a whole person can slip away into nothing, then what about Jack's memories, which should be affected by the same systemic causality? By rights, Jack
That's a
shouldn't
good point.
remember Ashi or anything that happened. But of course, if that had been the outcome, it would have thrown into question the value of the entire series. Everything he did is undone and gone away now forever, and he gets no happiness. It doesn't. What does it mean? I'm cool with them having a sacrifice, by the way. I'm cool with them having what's-her-face sacrifice herself for a greater good and go nuts, but what did it mean? Where did we go? All of that great stuff in the past, the future. All those characters, the Scotsman,
It's kind of both, but
all the friends he's made.
yeah, all of it's just
They'll never know him.
yeah.
It's just a dream. It's all a dream. And it don't make no sense. It just
I
doesn't
honestly
make
really would have
sense for
preferred
Jack
if they
to
stayed in
remember
the
this
future.
stuff, to have gleaned the value of it, if Ashi isn't also there with him. How hard is it? How hard is it to make something make sense?
It can be difficult. It depends on what
I'll
it
tell you
is.
what should have happened,
And especially when you involve time travel.
as if it isn't obvious.
Not everything can be
We
Steins Gate.
confirm that it is a multiverse with multiple dimensions. We use the powers, the friends, the talents, the time, the tools, the wherewithal, and the personal journey
Oh,
of self-discovery.
what is this?
All of us together to defeat Aku as one great mass. It couldn't have been done as a single, alone person. Now, even, and with Ashi as well, where we conquered even a piece of Aku himself with the power of love. We all come together, and all of us together defeat Aku, and that's kind of where it was going. And I was thinking, yeah, that's really the only way it can end properly. We defeat him all as one, and we, in this universe, the future universe, we put an end to his malice. And all of the journeys and all of the struggles and all of the trials that all the creatures of Earth and beyond had to put up with Aku went through meant something. And they
Yeah.
came to a satisfying end.
That would have been better. That would have.
Learned,
Even if
and
Jack never
they
got to go
grew,
back.
And then now they all get to dance around the campfire. And isn't it great? It's over.
The writers have
Then
just had to
Jack
overcomplicate
gets
it.
to go back.
Or not.
Now he's got his woman, his lady friend, and together, with absurd ease, they take care of Aku in the past. And they get to live their own quiet and peaceful timeline there with Jack's parents. A happy ending. Now you could try and convince me somehow that that wouldn't be as poignant as a sacrificial ending. But I'm hard-pressed to figure out what that sacrifice means.
That's
And-
not really
Oh, by the way,
poignant exactly, because
it
it's...
doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense as an ending.
It doesn't. Not for Jack's story. It's...
So,
I mean, Jack's story the entire time was sacrifice. And struggle.
I'm sorry, it just ticks me off. 2 out of 10.
Wow. I mean, I don't know if I'd be that harsh. There's still some pretty cool stuff in there, but I agree with its points, though. I mean, I'm probably a bit more forgiving, but I agree with his points. It really is kind of, it just doesn't work. I mean, I didn't even think about the whole time travel aspect of it and really analyzing that. Because I don't care as much as long as it's still narratively satisfying, but it isn't. It doesn't really fit with the story. It just kind of feels tacked on in a way, and yeah, it just isn't the ending you want after all that. Just this undoing of everything, and just Jack left still miserable after it all. Even though he got what he wanted and defeated Aku. It's, yeah, it's just not quite... it's not quite right. I think the writers were trying a bit too hard to just find something poetic for whatever reason, when maybe a simpler ending would have sufficed and been better in the end. But yeah, interesting perspective from Antony. He's still got it. He's still entertaining to listen to, and got some good ideas, and just, yeah, good way of expressing his thoughts, and yeah, entertaining video. Hope you liked the reaction. Let me know if you did, and see you in the next one.